Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Brewser Fellowship of League. Started already.
Is it live? Is it live? Cancel.
Start again.
Okay.
Welcome to the Brewser Fellowship of Beer live beer tasting grand finale featuring Holy Goat, Beak, and Tartarus.
Wow, what a lineup.
What a lineup indeed. So we're mixing things up a little bit tonight, so expect everything to be extremely chaotic.
Speaking of chaotic, we've even got a guest.
Someone's texting me again.
Got a guest gate crasher.
A guest gate crasher?
Yeah.
Who is it?
You know, because we didn't think there was enough brewery representation tonight.
Did we sneak one on?
We've sneaked one on. You'll find out shortly. It's
That's
a surprise.
Exciting. So, that's the intro.
Wow. It's been great. This is our last episode doing this. Each episode, we've had 3 very different breweries on. We've heard from some great people from very different business models, from some slightly larger and more kind of traditional business-minded people to some small, independent farmhouse breweries and everything else along the way.
Yeah, it's been interesting. Today we've got sort of dotted around the country. We've got Scotland, we've got the north, and we've got the south.
Wow. What more do you want?
Some beer. So without further ado, maybe we should do a quick recap of how things have been so far before we introduce our guests.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, let's see if I can make this work. Anything could happen.
We are on a quest.
We have a 3-week collab with happiness.
I was just thinking that. Oh, shit.
I need a farm and an orchard.
All our staff and our bars go absolutely mental.
Guava and papaya sour in cask.
Hell no.
I put myself back on mute.
All of your ideas for beers are doomed from the start.
It was dynamite.
It was a mistake.
Oh, that's not shit.
Do you have James Blunt's telephone number?
He's a famous guy. He's a famous guy.
I was hoping we could prank call him.
Well, they won't do that.
Oh no, I was there.
Hooray!
Woohoo! Fucking wank.
Ended up with my arm around this guy.
He basically passed out, and then people started placing objects on his lifeless body.
I'm going to hand over to the Fellowship of Beer.
No,
gentlemen.
that's us.
Oh, and then there was 3. Oh, they left us to it.
I'm kind of nervous.
Very boisterous this evening.
I'm sounding more like my dad more and more.
What have you done?
Strange, bizarre, with a flatulence.
His fishnets.
Costing 42 quid.
He's always buying stuff.
We're going out.
Thank God they've gone, Liz. Is Ollie single? Ooh,
That's an unfair question.
How are you doing?
Are your customers okay?
Yes.
I think we had 4 pints a day. It set us up for the rest of the night.
That's from my neck of the woods. I need to try it.
Is that good enough for you?
I told you what I wanted.
This is life changing. I'm with you, Dad.
Oh, I got the heart! You got the heart!
That was entertaining, wasn't it?
This just went really downhill.
Getting me really excited.
We were hallucinating.
Okay, yeah, that's great.
When is the pizza service coming to Brewser?
Do they really give a shit? I'm not sure.
Constantly live in fear, and that's why we drink so much.
Very exciting surprise as well.
Give it away.
Make the inaccessible accessible.
Cheers, guys. Bye.
And so there we have it. That's the chaos that we've had so far, and we expect much more of that this evening. So, Nick, very quickly, can you tell the viewers a little bit about the Fellowship of Beer, who we are, what we do, why we do it, and how awesome we are? And then we'll bring Brewser on to do the same.
Okay, so in a nutshell, we are on a quest to quench your thirst for beer knowledge. What does that mean? Well, there are massive gaps of knowledge between beginner and experts when it comes to having an understanding of beer. A lot of people can feel kind of that it's hard to get into beer, that, you know, that there's this whole thing of it. There's a whole barrier between getting into craft beer, which is ridiculous because it's our mantra that craft beer is the drink of the people. It always has been. And that's really what we exist for. We exist to kind of explain what things happen, hold people's hands along their way, and just generally be the nice people of beer. Does that sum it up for you enough?
That was perfect.
Thanks.
Just a quick hello to Adam Mills on YouTube, who was one of our previous competition winners.
Woo!
Keep I was going to say keep your eyes peeled, but that's not the phrase I'm looking for. keep being ready to find out what the giveaways are this week.
Loads, huge giveaways.
And hello to Barry Clark on YouTube, who says, "Ari lads."
That's good, honest North.
And hello to someone called Brewser on Facebook. Hello, folks.
Right.
So speaking of Brewser, let's bring them on. So firstly, we have Ollie and our mystery guest, Josh, who I'm sure will introduce himself, and Lewis. How are we doing?
Good, thanks, lads. How are you?
There's a banner from the top of my head.
We're doing awesome. We can't believe this is our 4th show. We can't believe this. This has gone like a whirlwind.
It has. It's been a fun whirlwind, isn't it?
It's been great.
Let's go.
Been amazing. What a finale as well.
Indeed. So I will shut up and I'll let you two, or three today, tell us a little bit about Josh and tell us a little bit about Brewser, and then I will come back. So see you shortly.
Yeah. Our mystery guest tonight is my good friend Josh over here. Tell us where you're from, Josh.
I'm originally from Wales, but I'm brewed with this guy for 6 years. But now I'm sales manager at Howling Hops.
Nice.
Yeah, in Hackney Wick.
It's good to have you on board, Josh. I've been drinking in the Hackney Wick tap room at Howling Hops pretty much all day today. Been helping them out, doing a bit of canning.
We did put you to work this morning. You were on 3 different canning runs, so
I've earned my beers.
Definitely did.
Yeah. So yeah, intro to Brewser. Lewis, let's hear your intro to Brewser.
Sounds like you're judging me here, Ollie. Yeah, hey everyone. For those of you who are unfamiliar with Brewser, we are the fastest growing UK's subscription service for craft beer. We're partnered with over 100 breweries now across the UK, and we are on a mission to kind of bring craft beer lovers the flexibility and the quality that they deserve in a craft beer subscription. So we've been going now for a few months. It's been going amazingly well. We've got a growing subscriber base that is awesome. And if you want to get involved with some of the kind of community side of things and interact with the breweries that we partner with, then join the Planet Brewser Facebook group. We'll put a link in the chat in just a moment if you're not a part of that, and get involved. But yeah, we're having a great time with it, I would say, aren't we all? Like it's going so well, and way better than we kind of even thought or ever dreamt it could do.
Evening, Ed. Nice to have you on the show this evening. I think that's about it. That's a good summary of that, Lewis. And we're excited for tonight. It's going to be a big show. Lots of amazing guests. So let's crack on with the evening, I guess.
Yeah. Guess that's big beers.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Oh no, we'll come back to the giveaway, won't we? We've got a huge prize to give away to someone who's watching tonight. More details on that to come.
More details
Lewis,
to come.
you absolute tease. That's what we like about you.
So speaking of teasing,
yes,
excuse me, let's get on to a beer.
Okay.
So let's replace Brewser and let's bring on the breweries. Bye, Brewser.
So we're going to mix things up tonight a bit, guys. We're going to have all of our breweries on at the same time, drinking each other's beers. How exciting is that?
Which is crazy talk. So first of all, we welcome Johnny from Holy Goat, as we're going to be drinking one of his beers first. And we are also welcoming Kat from Beak and Jack and Jordan from Tartarus. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
How are we doing?
Good evening.
So we have Eucornucopia. Is that pronounced right?
Yeah. That's as good as you can get.
Do you want to tell us about it as we open this delightful look at? Oh, I can smell deliciousness on the bottle cap. That's what we like.
You just throw that on top of the equipment. That's a great idea. The chaos is good.
It's just trembling in anticipation.
So, Johnny, do you want to tell us a little bit about Holy Goat and a little bit about this beer in particular?
Yeah, sure.
The colour
we are a mixed fermentation brewery. Been going about a year or so now, and we specialise in the use of Brettanomyces fermentation. So it's not the same sort of yeast that most breweries will use for their beers. It produces some pretty weird flavours sometimes. It can go very tropical, very fruity, It's just quite an extreme sort of yeast in terms of like the flavours it produces. It also acts very differently, and it's a lot slower to ferment. We in a lot of our beers, we fruit them or we use dry hopping. We just sort of experiment with ingredients a lot of the time. And we have like our house souring culture as well. So we specialize in mixed culture sour beers with a lot of Brett character. So today we've got this Unicornucopia, which is one of our latest releases. And so the base beer is a golden sour beer that we brewed with malts all grown within about 30 miles of the brewery. And then once fermentation was completed, we typically age our beers for about 3 months in for primary fermentation, and then we'll transfer them often onto fruit and let them re-ferment. So this was transferred onto passion fruit and mango purees, and then we let it re-ferment out all the sugars, and once it's stable again, we will package it.
We really enjoyed. We made a video actually about Holy Goat beer.
Goat Wizard.
Goat Wizard. We made a video about it. It was a present for us. Big shout out to Mark and Katie Bradbury, who are
East Lancs Camera.
East Lancs Camera. We don't have a good working relationship with Camera, but if we did, it would be with East Lancs Camera. They sent us 4 of your. Hello. They sent us 4 of your wonderful beers, and we did a video on that. And that was golden ale as well, wasn't it? And a very different in taste, and that was completely unfruited, but still so fruity from some of the esters and other fruity byproducts of fermentation and the way the different yeasts and stuff interacts with each other. And it was a stunning beer, and this is a stunning beer and completely different. It's a delight. Thank you very much, Johnny.
No worries. Yeah, the culture we've used for this one is slightly different to Goat Wizard, and we fermented this really hot as well. We fermented it about 30 degrees, and the golden beer on its own without any fruit was super tropical, and we decided we would double down on that by adding tropical fruit. We usually try to use fresh seasonal fruit. We have a lot of berry growing in Scotland, but in the winter, obviously you don't get any fresh fruit. So we take that as our time to use tropical fruit and from further afield, get to experiment a bit more with that.
Why would you not? We all want to think of the sunshine in a bit of winter, a bit of bringing smiles in winter. Holy Goat, that's what they do.
I like it. You're based in Dundee, is that right, Johnny?
Yeah, Dundee. Yeah.
Excellent.
So tell us a bit about the brew itself. Do you have any plans, or do you currently open up to the public at all, or is that something you're thinking about in the near future? Or
we are thinking about it. We've got when we started the brewery, we said we were going to do this festival called Go-to-Palooza, and we had to move it back because of COVID, so it's going to happen in the end of May.
Amazing.
So we're going to have our brewery open for the first time to the public then, and then we'll see how that goes, and if that allows us to do like an irregular sort of tap room, then great. But we'll see what happens with that. And
fantastic. Brew team, anything you want to ask to Johnny? Anything you want to say to him about this delicious bounty that he has provided for us to sup away at?
I just want to say it looks amazing. It's like mango juice.
The colour is incredible, isn't it?
I can see myself drinking this like on a nice sunny day.
Definitely.
I was going to say that it's fairly dangerous because I could probably see myself just smashing half after half, like just anywhere really, beer garden, a backyard.
The smell is, I know we quite often talk about in brewing, don't we? And like certain hops and stuff, say, you get notes of passion fruit and stuff like that. But this actually smells like you've just cut a passion fruit open and just gone.
And it doesn't taste 6% either.
I didn't even check the ABV. That was
because I was like, that it can't be 6%.
Can I have a look at the bottle, please?
Don't check too much because it's bottle content.
So one of the things about us is we have an artist on board who does most of our bottles artwork, and he's just like super talented. And we're really sort of lucky to be sort of involved with him, and I think he's done a stellar job on this one. We really love it.
So we have one of your other beers here that, you know, obviously we don't want to get smashed on too many too quick, but we're hoping to break it open for the after party. But it's called Blood Witch. Again, beautiful artwork. You know, that very fantastical, almost tarot card-esque in a way as well, isn't it? Tell us about this. So this is made with Scottish strawberries, talking about seasonal fruit. And, you know, it's a Flanders, like our Brewing-inspired beer. Can you tell us a little bit about this one, please?
Yeah, so this is, it's sort of inspired by, like, we brew a lot of Flanders Reds and Oud Bruins. It's a style of beer I really love. It's sort of just, in its simplistic terms, it's a sour red ale. But there's a history of how these sorts of beers were sort of like your stock ales in the olden days, and they were either stored in barrels or stored in steel tanks, and then they were just aged. And you'd often find that historical records show the pH was dropping, so they'd have like mixed cultures in there. There was Brettanomyces known in there, and these beers would turn into these sort of like red wine vinous, complex aged sort of reddish brown ales.
Well, Rodenbach, which is the famous Flanders Red, they even cite they're learning the technique from British brewers in creating these aged stock ales, don't they? So, you know, it's nice to have them more commonly, more accessible back in the British fold, to be honest, isn't it? So there we go.
Absolutely.
I've got a question for Johnny. What was the inspiration behind the name and the sort of branding style? Because it's quite interesting.
For the brewery,
or
for this beer in particular?
For the brewery overall.
I like the fact you have to duck at the moment because Holy Goat Brewing is. Hello, I'm Ashley.
So to answer your question, the name is sort of a tongue-in-cheek reference to Brettanomyces, which is often known as alluded to like a goat, because it's basically unkillable and it will just eat everything. And it also produces some pretty weird aromas sometimes. It can get pretty farmyardy and funky. So that's the sort of, and then obviously the holy part is just like reverence to that. You know, we are absolutely obsessed with yeast and Brett character and like the historical styles that have used this in the past as well. So like, it's very much reference to that. And then the style of the brewery is very like influenced by like heavy metal and like the artwork that you get in a lot of like metal, stoner rock and doom and death metal bands. It's the sort of stuff like we're all pretty much metalheads at the brewery, so it's just stuff we genuinely like. We listen to these bands, we get inspired by the artwork that's produced for their albums, so we use a lot of that in our beers.
That's cool. You've got a brewery you could send to them, haven't you? A bit of a metalhead.
Yeah, with there's definitely you know that it always makes me think of like Surly Brewing Company in America. They're like years and years ago, before I was a commercial brewer, they had a video on Brewing TV that was a really old homebrewing channel, very early days of YouTube. And it's like they constantly have metal pumping into the brewery wherever you go. And they did like interviewed one of the brewers, and he's just walking around with earplugs in. He's just saying, "I hate metal. Like I hate my life. I'm just like it's just like metal going all the time."
Excellent. That's why when we used to can a few years ago, we used to put reggae on.
Just to put reggae on.
Specifically said they were metalled out for most of the breweries.
Yeah, we're easy. We like a bit of everything.
Excellent.
Bit of folk.
So Pete Lee says he's got a goat box up this month. Sounds incredible. Good choice. Oh, I'm a ducky there.
Well,
has anyone got any other questions for Johnny
before we go back to the Brewser team to tease us?
Well, everyone's sipping away and enjoying themselves.
Enjoying the beer, it's great.
It's lovely.
It is lovely. It is just exactly the sort of beer I would have loved to be drinking this weekend out in the sunshine.
Mm-hmm.
Proper summer drink. Awesome. Well, thank you very much, Johnny. We will bring back on the Brewser hooligans There's Ollie and Josh and Lewis back with us.
I'm drinking a Holy Goat here. I haven't got the one you guys are drinking, but it's...
He's an agent of chaos, isn't he?
Oh, so what's he like?
The best before date on this bottle is the 31st of October, 2031. You don't see that too often, do you?
No, that's pretty much, you only see that on like Lambic and Gers bottles, but our beers use similar cultures, so I think we're well within rights, we hope, to give it the same sort of age.
Well, if not, we'll take it up in 10 years' time.
And if anyone complains in 10 years' time that it's no good, it's like, yeah.
Give them a refund.
I love that it says at the bottom, this will get weirder.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah. Very good.
That's one of the things with our beers is like, because Brett changes so much as it ages, especially when you put it in a bottle and it's pressurized, it stresses the yeast out, can produce some interesting flavors over time. It's like we keep going back to our beers, and after 6 months it's like, oh, this is way better. Why didn't we why do we have to do this at the time and not wait? But I guess, you've got to make money. That's good business. So.
Right, amazing. Thank you very much, Johnny. Thank you very much, Holy Goat.
Bruiser,
can you give us a bit more of a tease?
Yes, of course. Well, I'm gonna stop teasing and just go all out for you, Nick, if that's all right. But we've seen a couple of questions for Johnny come in, which is amazing. And as we do with all these sessions, we're going to save the Q&A till the end, I believe.
Yeah.
But what we'd like to see is a lot more questions for the incredible breweries you have on the screen right now. And so one person selected randomly from all of you who ask a question throughout this session before we start the Q&A will win 2 festival tickets to a We Are Beer festival of your choice.
What? Woo.
Yep. A Brewser box from a brewery of your choice. And if that wasn't enough, a place on Fellowship of Beers All About Beer course. Incredible.
Calm down at the back. Calm down.
That is the most applause I've ever had in my life, I think. So thanks to that, Ash. But yeah, effectively, get your questions in for everyone you see on the screen. One of you will be selected at random to get that incredible prize. But make sure you get your questions in the chat on whatever platform you're watching on. Get them in the chat, and then before we go into Q&A, so after we've heard from Tartarus, then we will announce the winner. So yeah, get them in, folks. It's already coming in. Good. I thought it might.
Good stuff. Thank you very much, Team Bruiser.
Thanks, Bruiser.
Thanks,
featuring Josh.
Cheers, Josh.
Yeah, cheers.
Thanks, Josh.
And Bruce.
Bye, Lewis.
Okay,
then.
Speaking of Lewis.
Did you just do an awful pun?
I did.
That's terrible.
So our next brewery
is Beak, and we're joined by Kat, who's going to tell us a little bit about Nom, which I believe is a very, very fresh, extremely fresh dipper.
So that was canned last week.
Wow.
I mean, I would say it doesn't get any fresh. So yeah, this is a quadruple dry hopped dipper brewed with Ella, Nelson, Citra, and Mosaic.
Oh, excellent choice.
Can taste it already.
Cheers.
Talking about colour, we've just complimented Johnny on his fine coloured beverage. Well, you couldn't get much more brighter than that in a double IPA, could you? What?
It's quite dark.
Oh, is it? This is in our. Maybe it's just the camera lighting.
Oh, yeah. On yours, it looks really good.
Hooray!
So like, yeah, we've had quite a journey with dippers, I think. You know, we've been doing like hoppy IPAs, pellets, lager, but we've always wanted to do like a really good dipper, and we knew there was a journey for us to do. Like we knew, we were quite honest about that at the beginning. We're like, this isn't quite right. So we've been trying and brewing more of them, and I feel like Nom finally is like the really well balanced.
It's very balanced. I mean, you can say that straight away. It's
get them quite sweet.
Very elegant. It's not too sweet at all. It's just
it's got that bitterness to it to balance it out a little bit.
It's so gentle.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a lovely beer.
So, Kat, tell us a little bit about Beak, because I want you to keep talking so I can keep drinking.
So Beak. So we are a microbrewery based in Lewes, East Sussex.
Hence my pun.
That's the pun. We started as a nomadic project. I mean, Danny started as a nomadic project about 4.5 years ago. And we only got a full-on premises, full-on brewery a 1.5 years ago, roughly. So we're very new to all of this. And yeah, since then, now we got to like 7 FVs, and we've got a 50 hec oak fooder.
Ooh, that's exciting. What are you going to do in that?
It's a surprise.
Oh, we like surprises.
Yeah, so we are starting like a mixed fermentation project as well.
Watch out, Johnny.
We don't want to step on anyone's toes. But it's something we are passionate about, and we want to do as well, alongside, you know, hoppy IPAs, which we really specialize in. That's the stuff we do.
Yes. I have noticed, you know, what's wonderful is all the different breweries we've spoken to on this series so far. We've looked at really the massive diversity in brewing and focusing on really the choices that brewers make to create those beers, you know, whether it's fermentation temperature, whether it's yeast choice, hops. And, you know, what we are noticing, because New England IPAs became the most popular style of IPA, which is the most popular style of craft beer in the world, like over a several-year period. And it is really interesting and encouraging to see a lot of breweries who are very New England focused as well, kind of stepping beyond that. And New England IPAs are wonderful, and they're a fantastic gateway drug as well into beer, I feel. Now, I've got drugs, kids. If you're kids, you shouldn't be watching this. There's lots of stuff at the beginning.
And if you're going to do drugs, do this one.
Do this one, yeah. So that's really exciting to hear about.
It is, yeah.
Tell us more about Beak Brewery and how, if people can visit you, are you open to the
Yeah. So we've got a tap room that opens every Friday evening and Saturday, all day. And we've had that since the beginning, really. There was like a little part that we thought about. And we thought it would be just like a local thing, you know, we'd have a couple of like regulars that come every weekend. And we've been packed from the beginning, and it kind of took us by surprise, because we were like, oh, wow, okay. People do want to drink this beer. It's great. And it became like we've been expanding it ever since, and it became a massive part of the business, which is, you know, always it was good because it's the first contact you've got with customers, face to face, and you can have a chat with them and see what they think, and they get the beer fresh. You know, it goes on taps Friday of the week that it gets brewed or gets packaged. So, yeah.
That's cool.
That's really
I'm that northern. I had to Google how to pronounce Lewis.
Did you pronounce it Lewes?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people do.
I thought I'd double check, and it was Lewis.
I mean, to be honest, I didn't know how to pronounce it either when I moved here. I was like,
Just on that note, tell us a little bit about your beer festival.
Oh yeah, These Hills.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a international beer festival in June. Very exciting. We've got breweries coming from all over the world. We've got Wildflower range from Australia. We've got Species.
Oh, yes. Oh, they do mixed fermentation and wild beer.
Yeah.
For our Phil as a Christmas present, he said they were very delicious. I didn't try them, alas. Yeah, so I'm off to Beak.
Yeah, so we got speciation, transient, forest and main coming from the US. And then obviously the best of the UK breweries as well. So it should be great. 2 days.
Quite a lineup, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's I don't know. We feel very honoured that all these breweries are willing to come as well, like to fly all the way from Australia. It's going to be like a little meetup of people that have been able to see each other for years.
No, it sounds awesome.
Beer is though, isn't it? Beer is just bringing people together.
Absolutely, and and that's what it is. We bang on about something called that we call a beer experience, and what's a good beer experience, and obviously as brewers we're in control of what the beer we make and making it to the best of our ability, but it's everything, isn't it? It's the location, it's the people you're with.
It's the experience where you have it as well, not just the beer itself, but it's the whole package. And I think that's wonderful.
In fact, actually, I think one of our questions on one of the Brewser shows a beer experience you had to describe.
It was indeed.
It was a memorable beer experience, and we got some brilliant answers to that. Some more amusing than others.
Yeah, it's very amusing.
Some quite tragic, actually, if I'm honest.
I think some of those made it through to our best bits, didn't they?
Yeah, absolutely. No. So, brew team, anything you want to ask our lovely Kat about this lovely double IPA? Sorry, I topped my glass up. I didn't top yours up.
Poor service. I'm not coming back. Because if it's the last one.
Don't all rush at once.
just enjoying the beer.
So, for the hopping, do you guys use Hop Rocket or just go direct into your Beak?
Sorry, you broke up a little bit there.
Do you guys use Hop Rocket or do you go direct with your dry hops into the fermenter?
That would be a question for the brewer. I think it goes through the little thing first and then into the fermenter. And I'm being very technical here.
Like when you ask a teacher a question, they say, go and find the answer yourself.
Yeah, that's right. It's good actually because it encourages people to learn skills of research as well.
There you go, Johnny.
All the time, aren't we?
Yeah, Johnny, what are you doing asking questions like that?
I have done my research, I'm sorry.
Hey, excellent. Sorry, I just banged my knee on the corner of the bar while that was going on. So if people think I was doing some sort of weird dance...
Well, it serves you right for taking the posh swivel chair and leaving me with the uncomfortable wooden one, if I'm honest.
You wanted the uncomfortable wooden one because you sink when you're on this.
That's a bit rude. We don't have video evidence of that, do we?
Episode 1.
Wonderful.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Kat. Lovely, lovely beer. And we've got a few others that we're going to enjoy over the coming weeks still.
We definitely do, yeah. So loads of delicious looking IPAs. Oh, one thing I want to ask quickly is tell us about the branding and artwork, because it is very striking. It's a Beak brewery beer when you see it.
Striking at the same time,
Yeah.
So our illustrator is called Jay Cover, and he does all the artwork for us. And I wish there was like more of a story behind the artwork sometimes. Sometimes it's very random.
You can't tell artists what to do, man.
You just throw words at each other and like, get them. But I think for this one, Nom was just, it was supposed to be a big, loud dipper. So I think that's why that.
Love it.
Certainly a big loud dipper.
Big loud dipper.
But very easy to drink for 8%.
Johnson Mar.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not driving today. There you go.
Good. Excellent. So are we going to I've got confused. I'm going to let you talk.
Okay, I'm going to talk because you're confused. Thank you very much, Kat. That's wonderful. And we will come back to you in the Q&A because I've seen there's been a few questions hopping on for Beak there.
If there's anything about hop rockets, though, we'll filter them out.
If there's anything too technical, please.
Yeah, we'll just ignore them.
We'll direct that to Johnny.
Please.
Okay, what we're going to do now is I'm just freestyling it. I'm going to bring back on the Brewser team just to make sure they're okay. Ollie and Josh, are you okay there?
We're doing really well. We've learned a lot there, Kat. The thing that goes into the other thing. That's how to brew beer. So it's, yeah, dead interesting.
You're red. Stop it.
Ignore it.
How are we doing? Are you surviving there? Are you all good?
I'm surviving. Yeah, I'm doing a bit of what Ollie did with Holy Goat. I've got a Beak beer, but it's not the one you guys are drinking. It's locals.
What is wrong with you tonight?
I didn't get. Ollie got sent all the nice beer. Well, this is a nice beer, but Ollie, yeah. Ollie's
had to send beer to him. He didn't send. He didn't say send beer to you.
It's fine, Kat. It's all right. It's done. It's done. I'm not bitter about it at all. Don't worry. But I'm actually working my way through a Beak Brewser box this month. Yeah, it's delightful. This is locals I'm drinking now, and it's fantastic.
You were working your way through it tonight.
Well, yeah, it's going that way. Yeah, it's all way too drinkable. But I wanted to ask a follow-up, Kat. I don't know if you know, but you said J Cover, is that your artist?
J Cover, yes.
Was there any reason with the colouring? Because it's always pretty much yellow, red, and blue, right? Is there anything behind that in particular, or is that just where it started and it's how it's carried on?
How it started with, because it was Danny at the beginning on his own, and he started working with Jay, and I think those were like primary colours they started working with. I'd say the yellow for the hoppy, hazy beer that we produce. I think that's one of the reasons for that.
Nice, very nice. Big fans.
Awesome. Okie dokie.
I wanted to say something, but I can't remember what it was.
All
the
right,
double
well,
IPA has shaken me.
You have a moment to yourself, and I'm going to tell people about what they can do if they want some more Fellowship of Beer goodness after this series has ended. So if you have enjoyed this series so far and you want to listen to me and Nick talk a little bit about beer, but you don't want to spend a load of money, we have a free course called... I don't know what it's called anymore because we've got two and I can't remember which one I'm talking about.
There's loads of free content on our website.
Yeah, go to our website. It's written up there. And,
what's in that beer? I'm gutted I haven't got it now because it is doing crazy things to you two.
Oh dear.
Yes, we have loads of free content, loads of stuff on our YouTube as well. Short, snappy stuff, which if you sat on the loo and want to learn a little bit about beer, then listen to that. Or if you've got a bit more time to invest, we have resources, we have videos, we have discussions about brewing, showing how equipment works, and all sorts of things like that.
There's a discount code floating above our heads. If you want 50% off our paid course, then use that.
But definitely do the free ones first so that you know how great our courses are.
Yeah, or just go crazy and get the 50%
do both.
off. Do whatever you
Yeah, great.
Okay. For anyone who's not viewed us before, if I'm looking away from the camera, by the way, it's because I'm checking your comments and stuff. I'm not being really rude or like bored of listening to Nick. I'm just like, see you later.
Yeah, that's his story.
That's my story. So on that note, let's move on to beer. Let's get rid of Brewser. Does Brewser or Josh have anything they want to say before we remove them? Nah.
Nothing now. Just that it's a bit rude.
Bye. I can't get rid of him. He's gone now. Happy days. So, Tartarus.
It's only Tartar at the moment.
Are you looking? Oh,
we've lost half.
Jack, what happened?
Just gone to get the beer.
Okay.
Okay, that makes more sense.
We're not as prepared as everyone. We're literally just by the kitchen actually, so we can keep everything nice and chilled until drinking time.
Excellent. I'm just going to get rid of this banner that's covering my face like a Mexican banner.
I do have to apologise. I'd never heard of Tartarus until like 4 months ago, and then suddenly my world went Tartarus crazy.
Do you know what's quite interesting?
Yeah.
Oh, we'll go Tartarus crazy then, but I have a video of us drinking a Tartarus beer from last summer.
Oh, really?
Which was a quad that you got for Christmas the year before from your wife.
Oh, yeah. Was that a Tartarus?
It was
Well,
a Tartarus
I've
beer.
known about Tartarus for ages. I had a fantastic whiskey barrel-aged quadruple in a 750ml bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes... It was a great beer.
It was lovely.
We had it as a celebration,
It was actually for our first secret meeting about starting the fellowship.
It was a secret meeting. No, it was a great beer. Was it called Clued or something?
Clued, yeah.
Clued. Haha!
There you
Yes,
go.
I do remember. It was a great beer. Anyway, I'd forgotten that was you, so I apologise. And then suddenly, around Christmas, everything went Tartarus crazy, and little 330ml bottles of Imperial Stout started. Do you want to come and move over?
I'm
and sit
just
next to me?
going to sit like this. It's
Come
fine.
on. You come closer. We're related. It's fine.
Oh, there we go.
He's always looking up to me. It's been like this since birth. So yeah, we had loads of Tartarus Imperial Stouts over Christmas.
It was like our Christmas beat. I can't speak.
It's the dipper topping. And then, you know, you're doing a tap takeover in our neck of the woods with John from Hops and Dots next week, I do believe.
He's all over the place, John from Hops and Dots.
Oh, he gets about, doesn't he?
Yeah. All over.
We're gonna, so we'll try come along to that. We'd love to see you in person and have a beer. Seeing as though that's only like 15 minutes away from us, it'd be rude not to, really, wouldn't it?
Indeed.
Yeah. So yeah, just Tartarus. I see it everywhere. Tell us more about the Tartarus journey while I open this beer, and then after that, tell us
Luckily,
more
it's
about
not a
this
very
beer.
strong one, so I'm going to be fine after that.
It's only 11%, I think, this one.
Excellent.
Yeah, only. So I mean, we've had a bit of a crazy ride over since we started. I used to work at Northern Monk and Brew York. I was a brewer at both of them for 2 years, and I decided to basically set up a nano brewery from the house. The first 3 beers we released were Belgian triple, a saison, and a 17% imperial stout, and that's pretty much how we carried on. You're saying that obviously
strong start.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying sort of about 4 months ago you started seeing us everywhere. That's because we started Cuckoo Brewing back in about September time last year. So we had the opportunity to basically expand from 100 litres up to 1,500 litres. So it was a fair step up. But obviously it meant we had a lot more beer to get out to people, and we pretty much just did the same thing that we always did, which was just Belgian style beers and big stupid imperial stouts, which basically just brewing what we like to drink.
Imperial stouts, but actually, like, it's one of my pet hates is because I love imperial stouts, is overly sweet, sticky, artificially flavored imperial stouts. And actually, this is very well balanced, to be honest with you. It's almost for something called cookies and cream, which you can talk about in a minute once we finish talking about Tartarus. This is it's actually a very well balanced, tasty 11% imperial stout.
Yeah, so I mean, we basically just started bang in the middle of lockdown, sort of part-time doing it, sort of trying to brew beers throughout the month and then releasing them sort of once a month. So we're generally have, 2 to 4 beers every month, just release them in bulk. And that's how we survived for a little while whilst part-time. And yeah, when we expanded, we went full-time, which has been a crazy roller coaster, really. I mean, obviously, everyone knows that January and February is not the best time, but we've stuck it out, and we're, getting our beer further afield and just pushing away.
Excellent.
Awesome. You're Yorkshire-based, aren't you? That's right.
Yeah. Technically, our registered offices are in Yorkshire, but where we're Cuckoo Brewing is actually just over the border in Rochdale. But we're planning on coming back to Leeds shortly. It's very convoluted. Cuckoo Brewing is not, it's never that stable. Sometimes you'll think where you're at a great fit, and then suddenly God knows what happens, and you just go, yeah, we need to need to find somewhere else, and that's the position we're in at the moment. We're trying to find somewhere which can do sort of a few different styles from what we have done, which the kit we're currently on sort of struggles with. So
awesome. I'll just leave it as you're based in the north.
Careful who you say that to. That's a bit of a debatable question.
Oh, let's not get into that. So tell us a little bit about Slenderman.
So yeah, I mean, we're pretty much well known for our 17% Imperial Stout, and we wanted to do a more sessionable Imperial Stout. I
We'll go with that.
and it was actually Jordan's idea to do the Cookies and Cream Imperial Stout. So Jordan was like, "Oh, can we do that?" And I was like, "Yeah, we'll sit down, think how best to do it." And we this was one of the first beers we did in this year. We brewed the Maple, Pecan, and Vanilla Imperial Stout, Caron, and Slenderman within the same week.
But the idea behind Slenderman is my favourite cookie is Oreo. So Slenderman being a white character in a black suit, kind of.
Oh, very good.
Oreo.
Yeah. There is method to the madness, and your planting is very fantastical, almost quite a lot of nightmarish creatures as well, isn't it? But are they always symmetrical?
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah. There's a few that have. So generally, the face and body's pretty symmetrical, but sometimes the hands or some of the other bits aren't. I think he has done our artist has done a completely unsymmetrical one before.
Things up a bit.
Yeah, but
I love them. So you've teased to the future there. What can we expect to look out for in terms of beers and stuff as the year goes on?
So we have a plan to do not a mixed fermentation sour, but we have a plan to release a sour. Potentially a few more sessionable beers, I think, coming into summer, something that people can actually, sit and have a pint of in a beer garden. We really want to have our own site. That's probably not this year, though, now. We're probably looking next year, potentially, for that. The biggest thing is just have a tap room. People keep asking, and we have to keep saying, no, not yet. Although we have been told it will be the most dangerous tap room in England we've ever.
No, you wouldn't be allowed to have a car park at it.
Yeah, sort of. Pretty much all of the taps over 10%. I think. I think people might have some short stints there.
Yeah,
you'd have to have a coach that takes people there and removes them. Just a constant circling of taxis to bring people in and then take the people stumbling away. But yeah, that's the big thing we want. But we do have a few festivals that we're going to be doing. Oh, what are you doing?
So we're doing the Crafty Dog Festival, which is a new one that's in Ilkley.
I think we're hoping to be there. So if we are, we'll meet you for a sessionable 10% beer.
Yeah, we have planned on a couple of other beers to be there. Not all just Imperials, but we might have a couple of lines dedicated to some strong stuff because it wouldn't be our bar without them.
Where everyone's at the end of the night, dribbling everywhere and talking nonsense, aren't you?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we're hoping to get a few other ones. The local Leeds one we're hoping to get into, waiting to hear back. And we are going to be down at the Riverside Beer Festival as well in London. So we're very excited about that one as well. It's probably going to be one of the biggest events we've done.
Is that in August?
I can't remember when that one is.
Don't worry.
June. Everything's in June when Nick happens to be in Turkey.
Probably in Turkey, if the kids' passports work out.
Fingers crossed. You sabotaged it.
No, I definitely haven't. I haven't. For anyone watching who doesn't know, my wife, who co-owns Steam Machine Brewing Company with me, is Turkish, and it's been a long time since we've been over there. So we're looking forward to eating lots of delicious food and not being able to sleep from stomachache for several weeks. That's pretty much our plans, if I'm honest with you.
That's great.
Yeah, exactly right. Alas,
Excellent.
the beer scene over there is in its infancy, so I might just be on the water. Be good. Be like a detox with kebabs.
I like it. I think I've got one more question for Jordan and Jack before we get into the Q&As proper. So as Nick mentioned, there's quite a fantastical / nightmarish theme to the beers, and obviously with the name Tartarus being from Greek mythology. Where was the inspiration for that sort of theme from?
Well, it's that one's me. I studied classics and classical civilization at school, and I got massively into my myths, mythology, Greek mythology, that kind of thing. I did want Elysium, but that's already a brewery in America, and I didn't think they would be particularly happy.
Yeah, it has been used for multiple beer and brewery names, hasn't it? As well as Ninkasi as well for
So obviously with Elysium being sort of the heaven, I decided I'll go the opposite and go with the hell.
I like it.
And then everything's just named after mythical creatures or legendary figures. And with Slenderman, an internet phenomenon, which is just a scary story that circulated years ago now. But we're branching out into lots of different things.
They made a computer game of it, didn't they? Where you had to turn the torch on, and the Slenderman crept up on you.
Yeah, that one.
It was like dead basic, but kind of terrifying at the same time.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of people play that. I think there's been a few short films and all sorts. It's creepy.
I don't do scary. I like being happy. Fortunately, there's nothing scary about this beer, boys and girls. So there we go.
Yeah, beautifully balanced, nice. I'd say easy drinking, but easy drinking for the percentage.
It is very easy drinking, to be honest. Brew team, any questions?
I've just got a question. Where does the laugh for dark base come from?
We found our love for beer sort of in Belgium, and one of my personal favorite styles is quads. So that kind of led me into sort of the dark beer realms, and then sort of slowly getting on the porters and the stouts, sort of pretty much being my favorite sort of styles, being all those barley wines, the imperial stouts, and the quads. Basically, something really strong and dark. So that's sort of when I went into brewing. That's what I sort of specialised in. I was like, right, I'm going to just do this sort of sector of things.
Right.
I can highly recommend Johnny's Imperial Stout. Actually, I had it a week and a half ago. Is it Thunderhammer? Is it?
I think you might be talking about Faux Hammer.
It was a Thunderclaw, something like that. Anyway, it had a big hammer on it. It was a fantastic beer. It was probably one of my favourite Imperial Stouts for a long time. And it was a very adult Imperial Stout. Is that right, Johnny?
Yeah. I guess we're just doing very sort of back to basics Imperial Stouts. But I think that's what I really like about Slenderman. It's like you could tell, whilst it does have some adjuncts in it, it's a really solid Imperial Stout. And I think there's a lot of breweries putting out just sort of adjunct heavy stouts without too much thought on the base beer. I think the base beer is the beer, and having the adjuncts is a little bit extra on top of that. So
yeah, I agree. It's you would happily, this is a great beer regardless. There's a little bit of bitterness there. There's a little bit of dark chocolate. There's the rose tones. and it's a very smooth beer. It's not sickly. It's not, it's not one for the kids. We're talking about.
There's a thing going on tonight.
Yeah, don't do drugs, kids. Brilliant. Right. So how are we looking for time-wise?
We're looking about usual. So we're probably running about half an hour overtime.
Only 10 minutes, I believe.
Yeah, but overall, with the Q&A on it, will be about half an hour over, which is standard for how we usually do it. So I was saying to the guys at Brewser, I write down times on my running order. I don't know why the fuck I bother, because we never stick to it. So let's bring Brewser back on. Let's give everyone else a very quick break to get all the beers, clean glasses. That was a hint for you. Go to the toilet. Anything else? What's this?
This is the last of the unicorn copia.
Oh, perfect. I think that'll go really nicely after my cookies and cream. So we'll give our brew team a little break, and we will get our Brewser hooligans back on. Oh.
Hi.
That's us. I did that in the wrong order. Hi, Lewis. How are we doing, man?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Ollie, Josh, are you still with us?
We're still here just about after this. 11%, is it?
It's a big beer, but it's
like did you get the Tartarus beer? Are you on the
No, they're on something completely different.
No, we're on the Tartarus Slenderman. That's the one beer that we got correct for the season.
Good work. Good work, guys.
Well done.
Yeah. Did you get any sense of Lewis, though? That's what we're all wanting to know.
Well, we invited Lewis over here, didn't we? So let's not pity him too much. No, we've thanks everybody for engaging with us tonight. It's been awesome. We've loved having all these wonderful breweries on with us as well. They're all fantastic, and been thoroughly enjoying the beers that we got sent across to. Competition winner, Lewis. I know it's a tight schedule now, but we have put all the questions into our random generator and generated a winner from our random generator.
Yeah, we have, yeah. There we have, and just to remind you what the prize was, 2 festival tickets to a We Are Beer festival of your choice, a Brewser box from a brewery of your choice, and a place on Fellowship of Beers All About Beer course. And the lucky person who is going to be doing all of that is Pete Lee.
Hey! Congratulations, Pete. Drop us an email at hello.
That's what we were after. Thank you, Ash.
Drop us an email, Pete, at hello@brewser.beer, and we'll arrange for beer, tickets, and a free course to be sent over to you too.
And also big shout out to Pete Lee, because they actually named a whole town
in County Durham,
in Northeast,
yeah,
County Durham,
Peter Lee, yeah.
Close to where we are, after him, in honor of this win. So well done, Pete Lee. Good work.
The town's going crazy as we speak. Street parties, everything.
Yeah. So not much happens there, but
yeah, it's
cause for celebration all around in County Durham tonight. Good work.
Well done, Pete. So without further ado, let's bring our brewers back.
Let's bring everyone on.
Let's bring everyone on. Let's cause complete chaos. Tartarus, welcome back. Cat from Beak, welcome back. Johnny, Lewis has disappeared. Johnny's disappeared. Chaos in the tune. Fantastic. Lewis is back. Johnny's disappeared. He's had enough. He's gone to make some amazing beer.
Suspicion of 11%.
He's gone to catch some Brettanomyces out in the wild. Those
Some
wild
Brett.
mixed fermentations don't happen by themselves, guys. Each and every single yeast cell has been hand wrangled by Johnny.
Hand wrangled?
Yeah.
Johnny the hand wrangler.
I don't think that's a nickname I would have for spreading.
This might be one of the biggest regrets I ever make. I'll ever have. But I'm going to leave it to Ollie and Josh to hold the Brewser fort. I've got to jump, I'm afraid. But thanks everyone for joining tonight. Thank you, Nick and Ash, for this whole series.
You're very. It's been
amazing.
And if everyone has enjoyed it, then watch this space because there may be some more Fellowship of the Fellowship of Brewser collaboration. It's not your words. That's not yours. That's what you do.
I say Fellowship of Brewser.
In the very.
You'd like to get the outtakes video, Nick.
But also, huge thanks, Johnny, Kat, Jack, Jordan. It's been great talking to you guys tonight, and everyone who's watching. Yeah, enjoy the Q&A. Thanks again.
Thanks. Cheers. See you soon, buddy.
Thank you.
Bye.
Cheers.
And anyway, he's gone. So
our dad's gone. We can misbehave.
Yeah.
www.fellowshipofbeer.org joined.
I did not sign up for this.
Okay, we're going to get into some questions because at this rate we're going to be here until next week, which is fine because we've got more beer, but I don't think
we've got whole tanks of beer next to us as well. It's,
so there was lots of people said hello.
Hello.
Lots of people that said they enjoyed some of the Holy Goat beers. Question for Johnny from Tons of Beer. Holy Goat tend to be high ABVs. Do you produce any session ale?
We may do at some point. We definitely will. We've got a sort of wick beer base that's only going to be about 3 or 4% at the moment, but we might blend that with something really strong. So I don't know. We do what takes our fancy, and for the most part, we like to brew 5% minimum. We'll
I'd
just see.
I'd say 5% session, Bo. I'm all about that.
It is after
haven't actually done any
Tartarus, Holy Goat.
Yeah,
and Beak's Dipper.
Yeah. So I blame Beak's Dipper for everything tonight. I think that was the turning point.
Sorry.
Definitely. Awesome. So thanks for that, Johnny. There was a very similar question from... Sorry, everything's gone picked on my screen now. Johnny on YouTube asked a very similar question, would they do any other styles, which I guess you've sort of covered there. To the panel, let's go through everyone. We're even going to ask Ollie and Josh this one. And you and me. Let's go for everyone.
Okay.
Favourite beer of 2022 so far? I'm going to be a right suck up, and I'm going to start first because I'm the host. My favourite beer of 2022 so far was actually goated by Holy Goat because I thought it was so impressive that the flavours that came out of it from being unfruited and unhopped were amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to say the same thing, but I'm embarrassed now, so I'll make something else up.
Okay, you make something else up while we ask Ollie, who's looking into the sky.
I'm struggling. I've tried so many beers this year.
Would you like me to go first?
Yeah,
give
Josh,
you a little bit more time.
Josh saves the day.
Can't. So it's from Mammoth Brewery, which is also a Hackney Wick brewery, and they have a Blackberry Girls, which called Duality, which was the first time I tried it about 2 months ago, and I think that just hit every single nail on the head. It was salty, it was like super sour, made with the Kveik yeast, so it had that sort of berry from the yeast as well, and it's
That is a solid beer, Josh. I've tried that one. Also available on Brewser. But that was a solid beer. My beer, I have decided now, and I can't remember the name of it because I'm not very good at remembering the names of beers. But there was a black IPA from the lads at Alpha Delta, which was just like I just sunk loads of them at Hop City. And
big up the Northeast. Yeah, we all love that. Good work, Alpha Delta. Good work, Ross. If you're watching, you're probably not. You're probably busy singing in your
but that was I think that's my beer of the year. That's the one that stood out to me.
Awesome. Have you thought of one yet?
Yeah, mine's dead easy and a bit of a cop out. Mine's situational. We talked about before.
Okay.
It was St. Austell's Corriv Lager just because I was on holiday, and you got to drink lager on holiday, and it was just looking out at the sea and the cliffs and the seals swimming below, and just like going, that's great.
Where were you?
Cornwall.
That sounds beautiful. We should do a video series on that on YouTube.
Yeah, we will. Let's do that.
Okay. If anyone wants to see a video series on YouTube about Nick's trip to Cornwall and the beer and food that he ate, we'll do one just for you. Jordan and Jack, you can pick one each or a joint one. It's up to you.
Well, I was going to say Vault City. I'm quite a big fan of sours, and the best one I've had so far is the new one, the breakfast waffle one, the Forest of the Fruit of the Forest triple stack breakfast waffle, or whatever it's called.
I've not tried that yet, but it's on my to-do list.
Yeah, had that on keg a few weeks back, and it was really, really good.
It's not wild, my way.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, mine is from the same collaboration down at Wild Weather. We were drinking in their bar, and it was a Rock Leopard beer. I think it was called Echo Chamber.
So yeah.
It was 8.5% Imperial IPA. It was like New England style, but it was really, really dank.
Yeah, session beer for you, that.
Yeah, and that was just reminded me of like all the West Coasts, but without the bitterness. And I can't remember how many pints I sank that night, but I felt it in the morning.
Excellent. Kat, how about you?
I think it would be Spring, the New Barnes Dunzacco lager.
Another northeast. Well, he was northeast. He's from Hartlepool, but he's moved to Scotland. Does that still count?
North.
Yeah.
No. Let's just say north. It was very good. It's got the perfect balance between like bitter and sweet for lager. Very, very good.
If you're watching this, Reese, and not driving an ice cream van in Glasgow, then he doesn't do drugs. It's not, there is a story there. Then, yeah, well done. Awesome.
I like that there's been 2 lagers so far.
Yeah.
The lager is coming back. Johnny, how about you? Beer of the Year 2022.
Well, I was thinking about Spring actually, but mine's probably going to be Big Foam by Donzoco because
try out for the Northerners.
I'm liking this.
And he's good guy. Made at New Barnes, works with New Barnes as well. They're just like the loveliest people. Recent New Barnes, so just big love to them, and they're making fabulous beer. I love it.
Brilliant.
Awesome. Okay, next question. This one is specifically for Kat. If it's too technical, we'll just pretend we didn't see it.
Can you just say it's today you're having technical issues and change the
Yeah, I can do that. What did Beak do to the water to improve the taste of the beers?
Damn it.
Where's my technical issues?
No, this one's going to you.
Okay, I might have something, but
okay.
Related. We're getting the ROC unit. Is it ROC unit? Something like that?
RO.
Yeah, just to make the water softer.
Okay.
It doesn't have too much acidity in the beer. So that's what we're doing. Did I pass the test?
Well, yes. Reducing the acidity of the water is the answer that Kat gave there.
So increasing alkalinity and with most likely calcium chlorides up in that.
Absolutely. That.
Is calcium chloride in there? Because I can taste it. I'm quite susceptible to calcium
I didn't
chloride.
actually get it, and I usually do. Usually like a calcium chloride detector.
Yes.
You just want to make the mouth feel softer. You can taste the acidity in it at the moment.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Barry, for that question. Next one is from Adam Mills. Question for Holy Goat. Given that your process has probably been around for centuries, is it difficult to maintain quality assurance on a batch-by-batch basis due to how wild you allow it?
No, he just sticks a best before for 15 years. It's fine.
Yes. The answer is yes. It's very difficult. I don't recommend it. It's a headache. It's terrible. And that's why we have to sit on our beers for so long. And then we put a beer out. We haven't had any issues so far with overcarbonation, thankfully. We've had one issue with THP in beer, which is oxygen-related off-flavour. So we, had to rethink a few of our processes to ensure that didn't happen again.
Is that the one that kind of gives the Weetabixy kind of
Yeah, it tastes like sort of. If you describe it nicely, it's like cereally.
Yes, I've had a like lambic style farmhouse beer from a non-Belgian brewery that had it, and I really liked it. I thought it was great, and that's what made me seek out what it was, the THP. I'm like, there's this crazy Weetabix flavor going on with these plums. It's wonderful. It was it's like quite.
It's one of these off flavors that, like, in small amounts, you wouldn't notice it. When you've had it strongly in a beer, then you can pick it up in everything. You become attuned to that flavor, and you can't enjoy anything anymore. So, yeah, it's just one that we've now become very attuned to, and we're quite careful about.
It's a bit of a pain in the wine industry, isn't it? When people are doing like natural fermentations from like the yeast that's growing on the grapes, rather than sterilizing the grapes and adding yeast. It's something that is for artisan wines is something that they're very concerned about quite often, I believe, as well.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. Awesome. Good
Wonderful.
question.
Thanks for answering that, Johnny. Thanks for asking Adam on YouTube. I've got one for Ollie from Brewser.
What is the question from Brewser?
No, the question's from me to Ollie. Ollie, can you tell us a joke?
What's invisible that smells of carrots?
What is invisible and smells of carrots?
A rabbit's fart. You put me on the spot there. Sorry.
Excellent. That's brilliant.
Well, someone much cooler told that joke to me.
That's cooler than you, Ollie.
I meant to say something. It was Warren Ellis from Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Yeah.
Okay, moving swiftly on. Got a question from Will on Facebook. If you had to choose one style of beer, I can't even speak now. If you had to choose one style of beer to drink for the rest of your life, what would you choose? I'm going to get in there straight away with mine because I'm using my privileges today. Mine would be lager. How about you, Nick?
Well, we had this question a few sessions ago, and everyone said lager, so I went for Dunkelweiss, and I'm sticking with my guns.
Oh, you're crazy. Let's do a reverse order. So, Johnny from Holy Goat, one style of beer, what would it be?
Whatever style Orval is, let's go with that.
Nice.
A kind of ancient English ale-ish.
I like ancient English ale-ish. That's pretty cool. Kat, how about you?
Czech style Pilsner all the way.
Yeah. Jordan and Jack?
I was going to say the same as Kat. Pilsner.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was going to go with Belgian quad and live a short life, but a happy one.
Brilliant. Ollie and Josh, how about you guys?
I'm all over the lager for the beer that I want to drink for the rest of my life, I think.
Nice. We should start a campaign for lager.
I'm going to give a shout out.
Like, not many people drink lager, but then we all choose it as the style that we would drink.
Is the most
ridiculous,
most common beer in the whole wide world. It is drunk by everyone. Just unfortunately, the majority of it's shit.
It's just not that common in the craft beer world. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, like my favorite, one of my all-time favorite beers is one I discovered relatively recently. I can't even pronounce them, Kat, so you can tell me off with my Czech mispronunciation. Vinohradsky. Yes, their Pilsner is amazing. So amazing, I may have accidentally purchased a keg for private consumption. I was staring at the list and it just kind of came up.
It's there. Do that.
Yeah, amazing.
Awesome. One from Aruna on Facebook. Looking forward to these tickets. Are you guys, Beak, Holy Goat and Tartarus, they're obviously not interested in the Fellowship of Beer or Brewser or Howling Hops. Are you at any of the We Are Beer festivals? Or maybe they already know that we're going to be there. Who knows? So, Tartarus, are you going to any of the We Are Beer festivals?
Don't think so, no. Not actually heard of them, to be honest.
So for anyone who doesn't know, We Are Beer tend to be like London Craft Beer Festival, Manchester Craft Beer,
Yeah.
Bristol, Bigfoot, Bristol. Oh, I just said Bristol. Any more, Ollie, that I've forgotten?
Edinburgh.
Edinburgh, yeah. Yeah.
Birmingham, Manchester.
We're just shouting out big cities now, aren't we?
Yeah.
Kat, are you at any of the We Are Beer festivals?
We're going Bigfoot for the first year.
Oh, amazing.
And we're going Manchester and London.
Oh, excellent choices. I think those are the ones that we're looking at going to, aren't we?
I don't know anymore.
We are, yes. You need a break again.
I'm okay.
Do you need some water?
I've got my water.
Excellent. Yeah, we're looking at hopefully going to those three as well. Johnny, how about you? You're venturing down from northern Scotland
to Edinburgh.
Well, I think it's moved to Glasgow this year, but basically we've agreed to do. Yeah, we're going to do the Glasgow Craft Beer Festival, and yeah, should be cool.
Glasgow's an awesome city. There's loads of culture and stuff going on there. Less castles, but you know, less kilt shops.
Lots of bars,
but lots more bars and cafes and cool pizza places.
I got drunk with 3 Glaswegians the other week.
That's not like Glaswegians. I don't believe you. That's not like you. I don't believe you.
Next question. Adam Mills on YouTube. What was the date for the Beak Beer Festival?
24th to 25th of June.
There you go, Adam. 24th to 25th of June. And it's called These Hills?
These Hills, yeah.
These Hills. Barry on YouTube, what can we expect from each of the 3 breweries in a Brewser box? I guess it varies every month, but if you all want to zoom through and give them a taster of what you usually do, let's go Kat from Beak first.
So lots of hoppy IPAs.
Until their fooder is up and running.
And I think in the next Brewser box we've got a lager as well, Czech style Pilsner Dashed. So,
is that just in case the world ends and that's the only thing you can drink for the rest of your life?
We've got plenty of it. So.
Excellent. Tartarus, how about you guys?
So we've changed it up a little bit. There's a lot of Imperial Stouts in our last ones. We've got still a couple of Imperial Stouts, but some Belgian and actually something that you might consider sessionable. Can you believe it?
That you might consider sessionable or a normal person might consider
Was it a
sessionable.
wit? That's a wit in the box.
Yeah, there's a wit. Yeah. 4.8, which I think that's right?
Very respectable.
Yeah. So I had your box for, it was just before Christmas, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was no wits in that.
No. So I've noticed there was a big change in the box, which is it's nice to see the variation, isn't it? And Johnny, how about Holy Goat?
You'll get, I think it's 5 mixed firm sours, usually 3 or 4 golden sours or fruited sours, and then at least 1 Flanders Red or in Brewing. And then we also do stouts quite regularly. So we've got an export stout, 7.5% based on the old recipe that's just out now. So that will be in new boxes now. And we also do occasionally Imperial stouts.
Awesome. Quick one for Kat. Have Beak done a tipper yet? And if people start asking about quippers and other such ridiculous styles, we're not going to answer those questions.
Not yet.
Not yet.
What's the strongest that you know? The highest ABV IPA you've done?
IPA or dip? So the dipper we've done was 8.5. There was the Northern Monk collab roll.
Okay.
But yeah, it's something we are maybe thinking about.
Nice. I like it.
Dipper.
It may turn up. Ollie, I've got a joke for you.
Oh, brilliant.
What's the best thing about Switzerland?
Tell me.
I don't know, but the flag's a big plus. That's a good one.
That was way better than mine.
Sorry. I've still got a cough from episode 2. It's not left yet. This isn't a question, but let's whack it on there from Chad. It's been absolutely fantastic working my way through the Holy Goat Brewser box. Amazing depth to all the beers, and each is so unique. Hats off to Johnny and the team.
Oh,
thank you. That's great. Cheers.
Good work, Chad.
Ben, can't wait to try his Beak box.
Yay! Should be good.
Ben, again, definitely have Holy Goat and Tartarus lined up. They sound awesome. Nick, talk while I'm scrolling through questions.
All right.
No, I've got a question for John.
I don't know what happened because you and Ollie both spoke at the same time and I didn't hear either.
Ollie, yours is probably better than mine.
I've got a question for Josh at Howling Hops.
Okay, Josh at Howling Hops. Can you answer a question from Ollie at Brewser?
Josh, what's going to be in your Brewser box for next month at Howling Hops?
Next month's Brewser box it's looking pretty good. We've got a Paloma Sour, which is just full of grapefruit and peppercorns and salt, of course. Then we've got our usual sort of double dry hopped pales across the range. We've got a few special neepers and a dipper in there as well.
So you have to get the box to find out what the specials are. Is that what you're telling us? There we are. All right, nice.
Okay, I have a question for, interestingly, Nick, as well as Jordan and Jack. So from Barry on YouTube, on Facebook, no, on YouTube, I'm just going crazy because of the Big Dipper. Will we see a Tartarus and Steam Machine collaboration as it's just down the road?
Oh, I mean, we'll collab with anyone. We're dead easy. Tartarus.
Do you want to do something Get Strong?
We'll talk about it at the Tap Takeover.
Yeah,
sounds good.
we can only do it if we can agree it's over 15%. That's the only, it's the only caveat.
What you were saying about tap rooms and strength was what we started with, to be honest. And we didn't have a beer under, I think, 7%. And you were on about how people had to be should be taxied away from your tap room. That was us. There was vomit and stuff everywhere. It was horrendous.
So on that note, Steam Machine are now on their third premises from when they started.
Yeah.
And I distinctly remember being at the very first one 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And I remember someone turning up, obviously having never really been to a tap room before. He was obviously a local.
I hope this isn't the poo story.
No, it's not the poo story. Not the poo story.
Poo story.
Yeah, next.
We'll get to that one after.
There isn't a poo story. That was a joke.
And this bloke turned up and he had a pint of the treacle toffee stout, which is 10%.
Yeah.
His taxi had just turned up and he just necked this pint of 10% treacle toffee stout. I was like, he's going to have fun wherever he's going next. He was going to one of the local pubs, but it didn't end well.
No, it was a lot.
So there we go. Tartarus Steam Machine possibility. We'll have a chat about.
We're all over the high ABV.
Ed on Facebook, have you come across any new and interesting hops or yeast that the homebrewers amongst us should know about? That's an open question. Anyone that has, throw up your hands and start talking.
Ooh.
I mean, we started using a Laban Island back on the 100 litre kit, and they've got some interesting Kveik yeasts. They've got, at last count, I think they had about 5 different ones from different regions. For homebrewers, I think the only one that's sort of readily available is, unless you're going into a lot of the expensive liquid yeasts, is the Voss. I think these guys do homebrew pitches, which I think might be available from Malt Miller.
I'll tell you who. So Malt Miller sell a lot of WHC.
That's the guys. That's who we use.
So they sell. So the thing about Kveik yeast is that where the areas they come from, they're kind of like a cacophony of yeasts named after certain areas, and quite often they have bacteria and stuff in it as well, which is part of the character. So what these yeast labs do is they try to pick out the dominant strain, and then they sell it as single strain isolates. If you're looking to brew with authentic Kveik yeast, there is a bit of a black market on people sending out flakes of yeast of the proper stuff with the lactobacillus bacterium. But Malt Miller is selling the WHC yeast, and they name all of their yeast very differently, but they do have the Voss, the Hornindal, the Ebgarden, and everything. So it's a good place to start if you want to play around.
Yeah, that's how we got started. So we did a black Kveik dipper with, I think it was the Ebgarden, which they named Valkyrie, which was perfect for us because we were just yes, for more mythology. But, I know still a brewer that I used to work with. He's very much into his homebrewing. I think he actually bought a Kveik ring from someone in Norway, and he actually sent the dried out flakes from the ring that he previously used. So he had all these packets of different unknown yeasts. So yeah,
I think there's a lot of it goes on the Milk the Funk Facebook group, which is a great resource for anyone interested in mixed fermentation, wild fermentation. And the Facebook does have a lot of people. Or is it? There's also a Facebook group called Brewing with Kveik as well, and that there's a lot of that goes on in there too. It's a good resource for anyone interested.
Yeah. On top of that, I'd say as well, have a look on Moormeadow. Sometimes getting yeast from some of the smaller labs in the US, like Bootleg Biology.
Bootleg Biology, yeah.
And Yeast Bay, and strongly recommend checking them out because they do awesome strains. And some of the stuff we use as well with Holy Goat is from them and mixes of various things. So totally recommend that. And also 100% agree. Have a look at your local Kveik dealer for my old sort of like homebrew days. I would be getting vials in the post of Kveik. That was the original way we came up with the Vault City house culture and with a Lithuanian culture.
We've used some of those Lithuanian yeasts. It's like the Javaru and the Simonitis, however you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Yeah, really cool. We're of Lithuanian ancestry, so that's kind of like that's very interesting to us.
Okay.
Come on.
No, go on, Jack. If you're adding, go.
Just for any homebrewers, I mean, you can get malt extract and conical flasks, and if you keep up with your sanitary products, you can make a yeast starter pretty easily, and it's how we got our Chimay strain going. Just a bottle of Chimay and a low specific gravity starter, and that's how we did most of our Belgian beers for ages before we kept recropping until that crop died. So that's how we did a lot of our Belgian beers, was just with what I grew up out of a bottle of Chimay. So if you're looking for interesting yeasts, just be aware that if you're looking at Belgian, some of them do use a secondary strain, which is going to be very clean. I made that mistake a while back.
I'm not sure how much of that goes on, like they all say it, don't they? Like, oh, we strip out our primary yeast and then we recondition with a secondary yeast. I'm like, seems like a lot of effort to me. I'm not convinced. I think they're all just trying to protect their yeast.
At the same time, they're Belgians and they'll do crazy stuff.
Yeah.
For no real reason.
So I did it with St. Bernardus with their what's in their bottles. I brewed a brun and a blonde, and both of them, the blonde tasted like a lager and the brun tasted like a dark lager.
It probably was like a lager yeast reseeded then.
So it was just a very clean fermenting yeast that they just used to bottle prime. Definitely people who are doing it, and that actually is probably the best way of protecting your primary strain, is to completely strip it out and put a different one in.
I mean, to be fair, we do a similar thing at Holy Goat for slightly different reasons, but we use often add a champagne yeast right before packaging, because then any additional sugar fermentations or any oxygen, that champagne yeast is going to scavenge it a lot faster than a Brettanomyces yeast would do. So it protects the beer a little bit better from oxygen-related off flavors like THP, as we discussed earlier.
That's really interesting, actually, Johnny. That's a really good tip for anyone brewing with crazy stuff.
I want a t-shirt that says "Brewing with Crazy Stuff."
Brewing with crazy stuff.
That'd be good. Okay, let's move on to a question from Ed on Facey B. You love it when I say that, don't you?
I hate it when you say that.
Also, which brewery / beers that aren't your own have inspired you along the way? That dipper sent me over the edge. I can't talk.
Cat. Broke us all.
I think Cat has drugged me.
Was it the dipper or was it Tartarus? I think it's Tartarus.
Oh, I think I was going a bit. I forgot my lines before then.
I time before I had this.
I think the tank bar tanked me today, to be honest.
So let's you start off with that.
Yeah.
I mean, answering that, and then go around the screen. I've had enough. I'm keeping your microphone there.
Inspired me along the way. Oh, everyone. I mean, I think when we started here, there wasn't really much of a craft scene in the UK, to be honest. So like everyone and anything, and probably a lot of crazy American homebrewers. So yeah, sorry, I'm on a bit of a cop out. Next person. And then around the screen, Tartarus, I think, on my screen. You're next along.
Yeah, God, I mean, it's a difficult one for us. I mean, one of my favourite breweries is Destruce in Belgium. I think they do some of the, amazing stouts. They do amazing, they've got their Panapop, which is great sour, and they've got the quads and everything, so they've got a lot going for them. But really, I mean, it was probably some of the American craft beers that I got into first. There was, Flying Dog, Sierra Nevada, those kind of things. They were kind of my gateway into sort of the Imperial stouts and things as well.
Yeah, same. Yeah, good one. Is that a combined answer from the Tartarus team?
Yeah, I mean,
you like your Belgians, don't you? So.
Yeah, I do like the Belgians, but I suppose that's where kind of Tartarus started from, was from the Belgian breweries. Got a lot of that inspiration from going to Belgium and drinking all the great beers that are over there. And then, yeah, some more of the stouts and stuff for the things that we're starting to venture into now.
Nice.
Yeah.
So next one down on my screen is viewing it. Johnny, what was the inspiration or some of the brews that inspired you along the way?
A few American breweries like Jester King, True Brewing, very much like stylistically, and from Belgium, I guess like Rodenbach and Alvin would be the main ones, and like any of the lambic producers, especially like Jardin and Dryfontein. Yeah.
Nice. And Kat, what about Beak? What inspired the Beak story? Do you know?
I'd say like we've always looked up to like Verden, Daya Kernel, all these great UK breweries, and it just feels really nice to kind of be part of it now and get to meet them as well, and it feels a bit surreal for us.
We tried to get Colonel on actually, but we weren't cool enough. So, did we allowed to say that out loud?
And I know, like for the Czech pils, that for me that would be like Pilsner Urquell. That for me, that's the best.
Amazing! I can't wait to visit Pilsner Urquell and try, some of the wood aged lagers and stuff like that. It'd be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Right. Next question. Next question
is a specific one for Tartarus, which is, how do you / can you get consistency BOOO brewing if you're to keep changing kit? Sounds difficult. That actually means Cuckoo brewing, not BOOO.
Yeah. It's been a bit of a nightmare. So we've changed kits once so far. We're planning on doing it again. Luckily, what we do is generally Imperial stouts. There's only sort of, we do a lot of double mashing and stuff, so it's always fairly inconsistent when you're doing the kind of gravities that we're trying to hit on a regular basis. So it's all just process, just doing it repetitively. Something like a Baden is one of the beers we brew the most. We can pretty much get the starting gravity within 5 points every time now, and it starts 11:32, which we actually feed the fermentation as well, so we try and always get that starting gravity up as high as we can, which that's the difficulty. And when we moved to the new kit, luckily the mash efficiency pretty much remained the same, so we didn't really have to change a lot. But that was a trial and error. The first time we brewed a Baden, we had no idea how it was going to turn out. and we just had to sort of hope and pray that it was going to be similar. And luckily, the mash efficiencies came out pretty much spot on what we'd been doing on 100 litre, and but it's it's a difficult one. We're moving potentially if we get the chance when we move. The kit's a lot different. It's a combined mash floor done with a steam jack and rake system. So we don't know how that's going to affect the beers until we get there. The efficiencies might go up, it might go down. We've just got to take it day by day. We've got to brew something and see what we get. Luckily, we do a lot of specials, which is sort of our saving grace. We don't really have a core range whilst we're Cuckoo brewing. Hopefully, when we get our own site, that's something we'll look at as a core range, because, changing kits is a nightmare. Different shaped FBs, different kits, different processes for every kit. There's only so much you can do to keep the consistency when you're working on something that's completely different every time.
Ranges are overrated.
So we'll see. Everything's still very much up in the air at the moment for us and where we're going to end up. So
it's all part of the fun. All part of the fun. Oh, Ollie and Josh are just having a little cuddle there.
Oh,
he got very close to me. He just kept leaning in, so I thought I'd break him.
Post canning madness cuddle. Say no more.
Okay, so we're at the stage now where we usually end the show, but we do have a million questions to get through. So I'm going to do a quick fire and fly through them as fast as we physically can. If any of our guests do have to get off at any point, just tell us that you're going, and we'll just carry on.
I've had enough.
It's fine.
You lot are boring me.
I thought that was enough to go there.
Yeah,
all right, then. See you later. Okay, very quick one from Mark on YouTube. Are there any styles you love but don't see enough in the wild? Nick?
Oh my God, jeez. No, it's someone
No,
else.
there isn't. Ollie, Josh?
Lambic, man. Fucking where's all the Lambics at?
Belgium.
Maybe West Coast.
West Coast?
West Coast is the best.
We could do more West Coast.
This is never
Yeah. Barrel-aged lagers.
I like it. Johnny?
Smoked sour beers.
Lichtenheiners. I think, do you know what? I was going to say, okay.
Like it. Cat?
I'd just say Pilsners.
Lagers.
I'm just going to
the most common style in the world. I do just want
to craft,
I like it. And Tartarus?
Saisons for me.
Belgians and West Coast.
Nice. I like it.
Great.
We could have a great party if all us lot went to it, wouldn't we? Geordie Matman. I guess from his name, he likes beer mats. Well, you know what I'm going to ask?
From Sunderland.
For those of you that have not done a beer mat, how about doing some? Is there anyone here that hasn't done a beer mat before? You have.
I have. Geordie Matman sorted them out for me.
Brilliant. Tartarus, are you going to do some beer mats at some point?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go, Geordie Matman. You heard it here first. Tartarus will be doing beer mats at some point. Kat, what about Beak? Are you going to do some beer mats at some point?
No.
No.
Wrong answer, Kat. It's the wrong answer.
There you go, Geordie Matman. No Beak beer mats for you. Sorry.
My favourite beer mat story, I don't know if I said it on one of the other shows. Was,
I don't know, but you can tell it again while I look for another
someone. There's like this. I don't want to say his name to upset anyone, but there's this kind of stalkerish beer mat collector who's notorious amongst breweries, and he sent me.
Who?
His second name may end up with something that sounds like Falls. If you know, you know.
I hate that expression. He sent a lot of requests to the page under different names. Do you have any beer mats? Do you have any beer mats? Do you have any beer mats? Like, no. And that was just my standard reply. And then we did like a collaboration with Durham County Council for their brass festival, and they made us some beer mats. But I'd kind of like, it was only like 50, and I'd forgotten. And it was like, send a message. Do you have any beer mats? No. You do have beer mats. You like. seen some on your Facebook pictures here. And I'm like, oh God, Jesus, he's got our address and everything. He's coming for us. I mean, Geordie Batman is not like that. I would just like to add.
I think Tartarus could do a beer for him, like a scary character.
I just like to say, if you need, we have some beer mats. So, .co.uk, we'll sort you out.
There you go.
If there's anyone that's going to start killing people because they won't supply you with beer mats, Howling Hops will sort you out.
Howling Hops
we
role in the industry is preventing any beer mat related murders. That's what they're known for.
It is. Question for Brewser, which is Ollie now because Lewis couldn't be bothered and he's just left us. What's next for you guys? What is there to look out for?
Ooh, wow.
I mean, are you allowed to talk about your secret thing yet?
No.
What's your secret thing?
At least have to follow it up with what it is.
Yeah.
Lewis isn't around, is he? So
it did say all would be revealed on this episode.
All will be revealed. All right, okay.
Oh, are we going to have an exclusive?
Brewser's first collab. I'm just fucking saying it. I don't care.
Oh, chaos!
Is it with Howling Hops?
No, but it's just us. Hi.
No, it is not.
It's not. But that's all I can say. That's all I can say at this moment in time, to be honest. But other exciting stuff, like constantly seeking out new and exciting breweries. We will soon be opening up into other parts of the UK. Looking at you, Highlands of Scotland and Northern Ireland. And yeah, I mean, it's going to be loads. We're doing all the beer festivals this year. Josh, help me out here. It's going to be amazing.
It's the right? So
I can only see me and Josh on the screen right now, but I can hear everybody else. I feel super cool. There we go. There's a
Josh, help!
I was just laughing at you getting someone from not Brewser to answer this question.
No, but Josh is a subscriber actually, so
of course.
We're all subscribed. I'm not.
Are you not?
Sorry. I will be though. I will. I just collect beer.
I mean, that sounds awesome. There's some exciting stuff to come, and we look forward to an announcement about this mystery collaboration, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, you heard it here first.
Is it with Beak? Cat?
Is it with Steam Machine?
No. Cat, anything with you?
I can't say anything.
Oh, that's what a tease.
Is that what everyone's going to say if we ask them?
Yeah, I hope so.
Okay, moving swiftly on because otherwise I'm never going to get home. Geordie Batman, I've signed up to Brewser's subscription service. Good lad, well done.
There will be free beer that's incoming from Beak as a reward for that.
No, I'll get emails now asking for beer.
It's in blank.
You do beer mats, I've seen them.
I want a t-shirt that says that. Barry Clark on YouTube, will you be doing any more of these later in year? Can we do one live at Steam Machine Tap Room? We'll probably be doing some live things. They may involve Brewser. We will answer that at another stage.
Yeah, I think we are looking at how we could, instead of having
Josh, can you answer this question, please?
Josh,
on behalf
Josh,
of Brewser.
Bring Josh.
Steam Machine, well, it's just a complete open party, to be honest. Everyone hoard down on Saturday. It's live. It's celebration of the UK.
Yeah, we will be looking to try do some live of these Planet Brewser shows, won't we? Definitely. I know this is live, but I mean in person with all of our guests.
That is what we would love to do.
If we can facilitate it somehow, technology.
I mean, if Josh from Brewser can arrange this, it'd be great. Question for us. What's next for the Fellowship of Beer 2, 2022 and beyond? Fucking loads.
Oh my God, Jesus. Yeah, like we have what's called brain dumps every day. It's kind of like where you just go in.
Shit out ideas out your head.
The problem with us is we're kind of like, I don't even know where to begin.
We're jugglers.
Yeah.
Like we're trying to do many things. But there is lots to come for the Fellowship of Beer. Expect more content, a lot more content across our platforms particularly YouTube and our shorts on TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts. Expect some more courses later on in the year. Expect some more people coming on board, so it's not just me and Nick.
Oh yes,
I know we're really, really fun to watch, and we've got mint bants, but
who says the mint pants?
Oh, I meant mint pants.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But there are potentially at the moment we're in talks with around 6 people to come on board as Fellowship of Beer content creators, and then
6
hopefully
kids cooler than us.
Much cooler than us, definitely much cooler than us, and with more hair than I do. So
not many of them with more hair than I do.
There's a tease, and there'll be lots. So just follow us on social media, and
and everyone follow us on YouTube. YouTube's great. Follow us on there. Thanks.
Subscribe.
That's
all that stuff.
Like I say, that sounds pretty awesome. So cheers to that.
Cheers, Josh.
Cheers, Josh at Brewser. Lots of people said various things that aren't really applicable to what we're talking about. Question for Kat.
Oh, God.
No, it's all right. You've already answered that one.
What's the thing that goes into the thing?
Shut up!
Question for Kat. What is the dosing ratio?
Question for Kat. What did you do to the fucking dipper? Who was on about a black IPA from Alpha Delta? Was it Ollie?
Yeah.
Was it Erebus?
Yes, that was it.
There you go. Chad saved you on that one.
It's all very confusing names, I have to say.
But craft beer?
Well, craft beer in general, but Alpha Delta as well. And I hope you get Tartarus, you're guilty of it too.
Yeah, no one near as constant by numbers, though, let's be honest.
It's classic. I can't read what's on the bottle.
We had one from Jodie on Facebook, who is one of our prominent Planet Bruiser members. Sorry, I had to drop out putting my son to bed. I asked on YouTube, did ask if Beak has done a tipper yet. We did ask that. They haven't, but they may do.
You've got to be watching it to get it answered.
I also asked if Holy Goat will do any other styles. Obvious would be sour IPA. And the answer was they do whatever the fuck they want. Paraphrase.
No one can tame the goat.
No one can tame the goat. You should get that on a t-shirt. Hey.
I think that's more or less everything covered.
If we keep going with the questions,
I can't see.
Next week.
I have not put that one on. I can't even put that comment on. I'll share it with our guests afterwards. That's absolutely tickled me. If Beak are from Lewis, then there is a beer mat associated with them from Geordie Matman, just so you know.
There you go. This is the kind of information you should know before coming on here, Kat.
Wait, what was that?
And we have a message from Kyle Robinson on YouTube. Message for Kat. What is the airspeed velocity of an unloading?
I feel like Kat's getting picked on. I feel bad.
I also have to apologise because Kyle is actually one of Nick's brewers and a guest on our other live show. So
yeah, if you feel happy, go watch
English swallow and African swallow.
Yeah.
I can take it.
Okay.
I could probably tell you that. I'm into my beers, to be honest. Next question, Lisa. 35 miles an hour. Kyle, 35 miles an hour.
Okay. Are we going to fact check it?
No, we're just going to roll with it. That is correct. Well done. Thank you. Well done. Ollie, you've won a Brewser box.
I think on that note, that's it.
I think that's a natural close.
We're done there.
I think our guests this evening have been fantastic and patient. I think, Josh has done a great job of representing Brewser.
Yeah.
I think he should get one of these T-shirts. Limited edition of 2. Basically, if you're not a large or a medium, you can't have one.
or want to wear our old worn t-shirts.
That is just ours. That was on
Yeah.
I'll take it large, please.
Yeah, no worries.
That's yours. Well, thank you very much, guys, for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure.
It's been emotional. It's been a roller coaster.
It has been a roller coaster. I feel like it got very more roller coastery after the Dipper.
Don't blame me on Beak. Okay.
I can't even remember. Did we speak to Tartarus? It's all a blur.
A quick one from Adam Mills. Thank you so much, guys. All the episodes have been fantastic. I am very thirsty now, though. Don't worry, I'll have a drink for you, Adam.
You went very Lancastrian / Mancunian there.
It's the beer.
Yeah, he goes native after a couple.
It's gone native.
It's gone native. There we go. Wow. Thank you so much, everyone, for tuning into these. Thank you to all the breweries that have joined us throughout the series so far. And we would love to carry on doing this. Send your feedback to us. Send your feedback to Josh at Brewser. And
is your email josh@brewser.beer?
And yes, we would love to try link up. If you see us around, you may see us hanging around with Brewser at a few beer festivals this year. And keep in touch, keep commenting on those social media videos, keep sharing the stuff, because that's ultimately where we exist from, is from people following us and people just saying, thanks for this, I enjoyed that.
Yeah, which is nice to see people saying that. It means a lot, and it means, everyone that gives up their time, all of us and the guests from the breweries who, if you know anyone who runs a brewery, it's really fucking hectic. So giving us a couple of hours in a week is a lot.
Yeah.
So thank you very much to everyone that's been a guest and our 4 guests, so that's 5 guests this evening. And I think just to sum up, if you've got any feedback and you've got anything you'd want us to look at for a second series of these, then give Brewser a shout or give us a shout and we'll have that conversation.
Let's make this movie happen.
Let's make this movie happen. Ollie, Josh.
Final words from me, huge thank you to everybody that's been involved in this, and especially our panelists tonight, Josh from Howling Hops, Kat from Beak, Johnny and Jack from Tartarus, not Johnny. From How to Go.
Nico and Jack and Jordan from Tartarus. There are many J names in the brewing world.
There's quite a few on tonight as well, so I'll let you know.
So do we have 3 Jameses?
Oh yeah.
Ollie, I'll give it back to you.
Back to me. Yeah, no, thanks. And thanks all for watching and engaging with us. And looking forward to taking this to the next level this year. Let's raise a toast to that. Cheers.
Awesome.
Cheers,
everyone. Thank you, everybody, and ciao.
I'll finish on my last bit of Beak dip just because it's that kind of evening.
Don't drink any more of it. Thank you, everyone. See you soon.
Good night.
Thank you.